So today's Premier League games, you look at Burnley against Aston Villa. Obviously, Aston Villa in great confidence after qualifying for the Europa League final against Nottingham Forest. They have a chance to win against Burnley and get to Champions League football, because I think if they win against if they win against Burnley, they would qualify for Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, actually not, because of the goal difference. Sorry. So no, they wouldn't qualify for Champions League automatically, but they have a chance though to win against Burnley and get a point at least against Liverpool, or get a point against Burnley today and win against Liverpool. On Friday. So, but they play Burnley away, who they're obviously relegated. So it's a game that Aston Villa should win. How the Aston Villa players and the squad and Unai Emery will be focused, especially after they had to put all the energy they had to in the game against Nottingham Forest. How they will cope with this game where they had to put all the energy, and this time they have to put all the energy again 3 days again after, and go to Turf Moor as well. So how they will cope with it. But it's a game I think that they should win. Um, it's a game that should win. Burnley away, they're relegated, so I expect Aston Villa to win that game. As Crystal Palace against Everton, my prediction for Burnley Aston Villa. Sorry, I'm going for a 2-0 win for Aston Villa. Crystal Palace against Everton. I'm going for. I mean, Crystal Palace will rest their players. Everton. How many points are they behind Everton to get European football? They are 5 points behind Brighton, but they still have to have a game to play. So, Everton might still have a chance to get European football, even though they should have won against Man City on Monday. Crystal Palace will rest their players, like I said, for the Conference League final, so that could help Bournemouth. That could help Everton. Uh, I'm going for I'm going for a 1-1 draw for that one, because Crystal Palace are at home. Nottingham Forest against Newcastle. Forest obviously been very, very good form. However, they had a big setback on Thursday against Aston Villa in Europa League. But now, obviously, it was kind of a disappointing performance from their side, because they were 1-0 up against Aston Villa in the tie, and you think like they would put a good fight against Aston Villa in the second leg, but they got destroyed, and yes, you could say the injuries and so on really affected them, but at the same time, I think from Nottingham Forest's fans' side, I think they would have been disappointed in how they, let's say, didn't make it difficult for Aston Villa as they should have in the second leg. But their main objective is to get safety in the Premier League, and they should. I mean, they're in a very good position to do it. They're at home against Newcastle, who at the same time Newcastle could get Champions League football and get relegated mathematically, which is crazy. Or not actually, because I think Bournemouth won their game, if I'm not mistaken. No, Bournemouth won their game. Now they can't qualify for Champions League, but I think before the Bournemouth game, I saw a post that they could qualify for Champions League at the same time and get relegated at the same time. I was like, how? How? With 3-4 games to go? How? But anyway, um, but yeah, I mean, Newcastle have had a very inconsistent season. They've not had a good season at all, and it looks like Newcastle are going to continue with Eddie Howe, which I'm not sure really that's the right decision, considering if Newcastle want to go to the next level. But they're going to stick with him again. Let's see if he does really well next season. Let's see if Newcastle turn around next season, and if they do, then fair play. But I think if Newcastle want to go to the next level, I know Eddie Howe has done a very good job, but I think if Newcastle want to go to the next level, I don't think Eddie Howe is the guy to take Newcastle to the next level. If they want to compete for the Premier League and Champions League, I don't think he's done really well getting them to Champions League football, winning the Carabao Cup and so on. But if Newcastle want to keep improving year after year after year, I don't think Eddie Howe is that guy, in my opinion. But yeah, but they're gonna stick with him, and they play Nottingham Forest away. Nottingham Forest, they should bounce back, even though they lost to Aston Villa. They're in good form in the Premier League. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Nottingham Forest. Oh no, 2-0 win. 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest. West Ham United against Arsenal. this is a game that I'm pretty sure Tottenham fans would hate to watch it because if West Ham win their game, that would at the same time be helpful for Tottenham fans because that means their biggest rivals will have a disadvantage of winning the title. But at the same time, it would put also Tottenham on the back foot for relegation. And if Arsenal win, then that means Tottenham will have a greater chance of getting of staying up. But at the same time, Arsenal would have a great chance of winning the title as well. So I would love to watch this game with a Tottenham fan with me. I would love to watch it because that would be a great experience to see the contrast emotions. How you think like, oh, we had West Ham scored, yes, Arsenal not going to win the title, but we're going to get relegated, and the same thing for Arsenal score. So yeah, but anyway, West Ham United against Arsenal. West Ham, I mean, they had a big setback last week against Brentford, losing 3-0. Before that, they were in good form, but they had a big setback against Brentford, and they have to bounce back. They're in the relegation zone right now, and they have to bounce back again in this game against Arsenal. They have a chance to do it. They've got players in attack who can score goals for them, like Callum Wilson, Jarrod Bowen. However, defensively, Arsenal are very, very strong. So, even though West Ham have got good attackers, I'm not sure that this Arsenal side would show the weaknesses they have defensively against this West Ham attack. Even though they're a good attacking side, they are where they are for a reason in the Premier League relegation zone. And defensively, West Ham have not been good. So this is for sure something that Arsenal can capitalize on it. But yeah, like I said, it's not going to be easy for Arsenal. I mean, if you want to win the Premier League, of course you have to win difficult games. Will not be easy game, of course, because West Ham are obviously trying to stay up. They're playing for something. They're playing for survival. But at the same time, they're also trying to get you know get Tottenham relegated, which maybe Arsenal fans would like. But no, I'm joking. But yeah, like this is a big game for both clubs. I mean, West Ham have to win or get a point at least if they want to get if they want to have a better chance for survival. Whereas if they lose this game, I think it's going to be difficult for them because after that Tottenham still have to play against Leeds tomorrow. So yeah, massive game for both teams. And Arsenal obviously because City won yesterday, Arsenal have to respond and win and get back to winning ways and go back to being 5 points clear of Manchester City, even though City will have a game in hand. It will be very important for Arsenal to win because I think if Arsenal win this game against West Ham, I think they'll have a very good chance of winning the title. They've got Burnley at home, which I expect them to win. Burnley are already relegated. Crystal Palace away, where 3 days after that game, Crystal Palace have the Conference League final. So I'm pretty sure Crystal Palace would rest for that game. And even Glasner didn't even deny it in the media. He said, if we would rest players, I would rest players. I don't care about whether it helps Manchester City or Arsenal in the title race. He cares about Crystal Palace. So I think if Arsenal win this game against West Ham, I think Arsenal would have an amazing chance of winning the title. Amazing chance. Because I can't see them, dropping points against Burnley, and I can't see them dropping points against Crystal Palace. Um, However, if they drop points in that game, then again, it takes another big twist in the title race. But it doesn't mean that Arsenal cannot win the title because it's not even guaranteed that Manchester City are going to win the rest of the games. Yeah, maybe Crystal Palace and Aston Villa at home, but Bournemouth away, that's a very, very difficult game, as I mentioned. And Bournemouth are in a phenomenal form. I think they're beaten since January. So it's not even guaranteed that West Ham are going to, City are going to win that game. But if Arsenal win this game against West Ham, I think they have an amazing chance of winning the title. Amazing chance. Because like I said, I can't see them dropping points against Burnley and against Crystal Palace. So yeah, and obviously Arsenal, they are in good momentum right now. They just qualified for the Champions League final. They won a couple of good games in the Premier League. One win against Newcastle, 3 win against Fulham. They're back to in good form. They're back to being good form. Obviously, they had some difficulties between the Carabao Cup final and against Manchester City in the second time in the Premier League. But then they start to being the Arsenal that we've known this season, where they are very strong defensively, but going forward they're also very clinical, as they shown against Newcastle, Fulham, even though Newcastle they were not that great in that game, and over 2 games again against Atletico Madrid as well. So um, Yeah. And for West Ham obviously they have to win this game. They have to win this game. A draw maybe wouldn't be the end of the world, but I think it's better for them to win this game because maybe the day after Tottenham beat Leeds United, and West Ham are 1 point behind Tottenham in the relegation battle. So it's a game that West Ham have to win. So it's a game that West Ham to win, and it's a very important game. Very important game for both clubs, for obviously for different reasons. So yeah, my score prediction, I'm going for. I think Arsenal will win. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Arsenal. And finally, the El Clasico, Barcelona against Real Madrid. We all know what happened at Real Madrid in the past couple of days with the fight between Tuchemeni and Valverde. Also, the fight between Rodrigo and Carreras. I mean, what's going on in that club? I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. It's a broken dressing room. It's a really broken dressing room, and when Real Madrid um, before Mbappe arrived, they were winning Champions Leagues and La Ligas for fun. But since he came in, it seems like it's been a broken dressing room. Now, whether that's mainly because of Mbappe, or maybe that's because of the players, or maybe because of the characters like Modric and Cruz left, and Nacho Hernandez left, what is it exactly? I think it's a combination of all of them. Not only Mbappe came in, because he also, obviously he's another high star individual like Vinicius is and Bellingham is, but also it's a characters who let's say don't have egos and who can let's say control the dressing room and take responsibility in a very good way, like Cruz and Modric. They also left and Nacho as well. So yeah, I mean it's been a broken dressing room for what 18 months now. For sure, it's been a broken dressing room this season with obviously what happened to me. I mean, if you saw the reports about what they were doing on the Javi Alonso, oh my god! I mean, it shows you the lack of professionalism in those Real Madrid players. It shows like they're like, we are the superstars. We don't care about what the managers say. Yeah, we don't want to train hard. I mean, it really tells you that they got Alonso. They wanted Alonso to go. They really wanted Alonso to go. You could really tell it. With Vinicius, what he did, and obviously Mbappe in the Spanish Super Cup final. So yeah, but even since Arbeloa came in, it hasn't really improved that much. Um, so it's absolutely chaotic at Real Madrid. It's absolutely chaotic what's going on at Real Madrid. And there's even reports that Jose Mourinho might go back to Real Madrid. I mean, Jose Mourinho is, he's not the same manager as before, of course, but he would bring discipline. He would bring discipline, and he would force those players to respect him. Not only that, though, he would force those players to respect him, but also he would also force those players to be scared of him. Because I think they might have respected, let's say, Arbeloa. Those players might, some of them might respect Arbeloa, some of them might have respected Alonso, but I don't think they were feared or scared of Alonso and Arbeloa. I think those players would definitely be scared of Jose Mourinho for sure. With the character that he is, how confrontational he can be, I'm pretty sure those players would for sure be scared of him. And you look at the fight between Valverde and Tuchemeni. I mean, a fight can happen in any dressing room, in any training session one time. Anything can happen. However, when it happens the second time, then you've got a big problem. You've got a big problem. And the fight obviously between them forced obviously Valverde to be in hospital, and he was unconscious. And he's going to miss the El Clasico, of course, and Tuchemeni is going to still has the is going to be a Clasico, and obviously, Valverde Tuchemeni kind of put some PR level statements, let's say. So yeah, like it's really embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing what's going on at that club. Barcelona are in an amazing run of form right now. They have a great chance of winning the title against their biggest rivals. And if they win the title, they'll also lift the La Liga title against them in their faces. So, yeah, that would be very, very sweet for Barcelona fans. And I think Barcelona, with the momentum they have right now, with the way they're playing right now compared to Real Madrid, where Real Madrid are, let's say, they are in a, it looks like a toxic dressing room, like I said. They look a very dysfunctional team, no a team without being connected. Yeah, it's very chaotic what's going on at Real Madrid. Whereas Barcelona, you can feel the connection, you can feel the chemistry, and you can feel the players of Barcelona respect Hansi Flick. Whereas the complete the opposite of Barcelona, of Real Madrid. Sorry. So I think Barcelona, with the momentum they have compared to Real Madrid, for sure they're going to win this game, and I think they're going to win the title against Real Madrid. And even if Barcelona don't win this game, they'll still win the title. But obviously, to be better for them to win the title against Real Madrid, so I'm going for a 3-1 win for Barcelona. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.